If I traded it.
Welcome to the show, everyone out there. I am networking with everyone in here, and we're kind of talking to everyone right through the radio. We're live on Facebook right now, so I want to say hi to everybody. Like us, follow us, and check us out there. You know, it's been really fun. A lot of people like that. We're going to be sharing the show afterwards. I'm going to go right in with my networking with my first guest, who has been on with me once before. And I have with me Michael Henderson, and you are the owner of Tapestry Insurance. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what we're going to talk about today.
So, well, I work in the Medicare space. So Tapestry Insurance is an agency located here in Phoenix. We have agents all over the Southwest, but we work in Medicare to educate people on something so confusing and bring some light to it for
Here's
them.
what I've learned. I've learned that you cannot do this on your own. I learned that you cannot ask your neighbor what they did.
True.
Right? So listen up, everyone. There's a lot of people that turn 65 every day. There's also people that need to know about certain things that are going on, which is one of the things that you want to talk about today. Mm-hmm. But let's do a little recap about it and what you're here for.
Yeah. So first of all, Medicare is for people that are turning 65 or over 65 primarily, or some instances people with disabilities. The problem with it is very confusing for people. There's Medicare A and B and all this other stuff.
You got to know the alphabets in your soup.
Yeah, exactly. And what we do as an agency with our agents is help to educate people. We don't charge anything to the potential clients. We get paid by the carriers when they do make a decision. There's no pressure from us, and we represent most of the reputable carriers here, so they have a choice with us. We're not trying to put them into one specific thing. Mm-hmm. So
okay. Today you said that you wanted to sort of talk about the election periods outside of the annual enrollment.
Right. So everybody focuses on annual enrollment, which is October 15th through December 7th. And that's true. That's the majority of the time where people can change plans. But there are times during the year where people have an opportunity to move plans if they move into the area or out of the area, things like that. There's also chronic conditions that will give people a election period during the year as well, or
like
special
what?
Conditions. So there are special needs plans called chronic special needs plans, for instance, for people with diabetes. But people don't even know about them because there's 24 Advantage plans here in Maricopa County alone, and so when they call a carrier, they might not even call a carrier that has a special needs plan.
Wow.
There are dual special needs plans for people on low income that give them benefits for a lower cost. So unless they know of these plans, they don't even know the right questions to ask. And ironically, Medicare likes to protect the people 65 and over, which is great. But we as agents can't even ask, hey, do you have diabetes? We have to get the information just through a conversation. So if you're with an agent that doesn't know.
How do you ask that? I'm trying to figure, because I'm good at that.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to think of how I would go about trying to figure out if somebody had diabetes by just looking at them.
Well, you can't, first of all, right?
You can't.
Yeah. No way to profile
it wouldn't even
that.
be nice. And then they'd have a problem with that and take you to court because you said something to them about it.
Right. So you have to, through a conversation, you have to ask the questions that they might answer.
What are their health
to give you
problems?
Their health history. Or we can ask, hey, can I help you figure out what medications are going to cost on your plan? And through their medications, we would know if they have diabetes. And we can say, oh, there are plans that are specific to certain conditions like diabetes, which prompts an answer of either, oh, I have that or I don't. So,
right.
But unless you're
they
with
don't have
somebody.
like a questionnaire that you kind of fill out beforehand, like you do when you go to the doctors?
Well, yes, we do a needs analysis, but we can't ask that question about diabetes.
You can't?
So, no.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So unless you're with
And
somebody
it's
that's educated. Exactly, right?
It's just funny.
So it's ironic. The protections that they've put in place have kind of messed up some of the things that people know that they're eligible for. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's the reason we're here. Long story short.
So again, when people talk with you, it's a free service to the families, right?
Yep.
So, do you work, I think you said that you work all of the Southwest, correct?
Yeah, we have agents in Arizona, Colorado, California, New Mexico. Yeah.
Now you want to check them out. The website is tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. You can call them. He has two numbers. One is toll free 800-506-8810, or you can call them direct here at 602-541-7656. But it's all about this is to me here today what I love about my show, and I say it every time, almost every time I'm on the show, is that this is information for people out there. And maybe it's you that's listening. Maybe it's someone that you know that needs Medicare or didn't know that they might be able to get a Medicare plan if they had, let's say, diabetes. What else would they might not know?
Well, they might not know some of the coverages that they're entitled to. Meaning, somebody with diabetes, I have example of a woman who had diabetes and she didn't have any test strips to test her blood. She didn't know that she could get those. So I put her on the correct plan for her, hooked her up with a company that I work with that distributes those test strips for free. So, well, for no cost to her, the carrier pays for it. So and they got her out a sample, 24-hour overnighted it to her. So she was able to test her blood sugar.
So it all starts with a story.
Yeah.
Basically. Do you go to them or they come to you? How does it work?
Well, I can't reach out and just call people out of the phone book that I think are 65, so they have to come to me. But we're here to help. So when somebody calls in and they might be in Tucson or somewhere where I'm not that day, we hook them up with one of our agents that can help them through these questions and help them get on the right plan for them.
And when you talk to them, when you whoever they end up talking to, is that done over the phone or do you actually go to them and meet with them?
That's a great question. Initially, obviously, we talk with them over the phone, get what they're looking for, what they've had, but we will go and meet with them at their convenience. Oftentimes, people want to meet in their homes because who wants to drive in this crazy traffic, right? Hey,
you guys, I'm from L.A., so please do not say that to me. It takes a half an hour to drive across the street.
Well, when somebody's, I don't like driving it, so I can't figure when somebody's 65 or 70 that they want to drive it. So we go meet with them at their convenience.
At least that's done for them, right?
Exactly.
It's your pleasure.
Yeah.
But basically it's what you need to know is that you cannot do this yourself. That is for sure. And there's so many things that you can learn from somebody that you're talking to, this Michael right now, who's talking to you about these things, because if you go to a place like let's say the things that they hear on television, there's, they can call the big box things. What is the difference between you and them?
Well, so when they call somebody, they might call the carrier directly, and that's fine. The problem is each carrier only has their plans. So they may or may not have the right plan for that person. There's 24 Advantage plans in Maricopa County alone. So you call the carrier, they don't represent all 24 of those. There's 28 prescription drug plans in Maricopa County alone. So to navigate that on your own, and that's not to mention supplement plans and all that. So get with somebody that can advise you and talk to you about your situation. We could have 100 people in a room, and everybody's medical and situation is going to be different. So your next door neighbor is not necessarily going to be on the same plan as you.
Right. Now it starts with a phone call. You can call them toll free at 800-506-8810. The website is TapestryInsuranceGroup.com. He services the entire Southwest, and this is a free service to the families. And one thing I know is if my ex-husband, who thinks he knows everything, right? When he's
don't we all?
Right. Well, we do. But when it came time for this, he didn't know. You got to know. You have to find somebody that's going to talk. You must be able to talk to somebody who knows. And this is what Michael's here for, to tell you a little bit about some things that you may not want to know. We're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk further. Again, you can check him out on his website. It is TapestryInsuranceGroup.com. What would you want to leave him with real quickly before we go to a break?
Oh boy, that's such an open-ended question. Just to call and get the information. That's the biggest thing. There's no obligation.
The number to call is 602-541-7656 or toll free 800-506-8810. The website is TapestryInsuranceGroup.com. This is a free service to the families. Let me tell you, guys, don't try and do it yourself, and don't try and go on Google and do it there too.
If I traded it all,
So welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Michael Henderson, and he is the owner of Tapestry Insurance, and we're talking a little bit about Medicare. And, there's a lot of things that people don't know about it, and we were talking a little bit about the the chronic conditions.
Yep.
And there's some things that you want to get out about it.
Well, so with a chronic special needs plan, they're plans that are designed to help people with a condition. So let's take diabetes. There's heart plans and things like that, but I want to focus on one just as an example. it's a plan that's designed to help them manage that condition in addition to their other medical needs. So a regular Medicare plan may just be, it's just medical, just like medical insurance that they've had all their lives. Whereas a chronic plan is designed in the instance of diabetes to help manage that diabetes better to enhance their lifestyle.
Wow,
So,
I didn't know that they had that either. Yeah, so that is not just for diabetes. You said it's heart.
well,
What
there are specific plans for
Each one.
different conditions.
Like what?
So
besides just
here
diabetes?
in Maricopa County, there's diabetic plans and then the cardiac plan.
Okay.
So
Those two?
Yep.
But there's a lot
In
of
different
people
areas.
out there that a lot of people have diabetes, right?
Yeah.
And also heart problems. So
Yep.
it doesn't matter what kind of where you are in the area of there's stages of it. Does it matter where?
No, type 1 and type 2 diabetes both qualify. Somebody that's managing their diabetes through just a pill like metformin still qualifies for the plan, as just like a person that's managing it with insulin.
It's amazing.
And you talk about the number of people that have diabetes. Just in Maricopa County alone, according to the census for Maricopa County, there's over 130,000 people over age 65 with diabetes.
I bet.
So that's people that qualify for a plan like this that may not even know.
Right. Now, let's say somebody has a plan. They're listening to this and going, well, I didn't know that. And so can they call you and talk to you and can they change that? How does that work?
So they do have an opportunity to change to a chronic plan if they haven't done so before. So they could change even though we're not in an open enrollment period or annual enrollment period. They might have an opportunity to change in the middle of the year. Correct.
Well, there you go, guys. You might have something here that you're listening to. And again, that's what I love about this. Maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know, and you never knew that they might be able to get special coverage for if they're dealing with either a heart problem or diabetes. And so many people do. You can check him out on his website. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this about 10 years.
Wow, a long time. Here in Arizona or everywhere?
Here in Arizona, I started out 10 years ago. I did insurance in other states before that, but specialized in Medicare here about 10 years ago.
Check out his website. It's tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. He services the entire Southwest. This is a free service to you, so it doesn't cost you any money to get the information, and that's what it's all about, just getting that information, finding out how he can help. Again, it's the phone number to call, toll free. It's 800-506-8810, or you can also call him right here at 602-541-7656. What else should we talk about?
Well, along the lines of these special needs plans, there's also a plan that is called a dual special needs plan. That is for people that are low income, say on Medicaid, which is called Access in the state of Arizona. So if somebody qualifies for Access and Medicare, there's a special plan for them that's offered through carriers that helps them with additional things that will help them, because financially they can't pay copays and things like that. So their medical might be a lower cost. It might give them free transportation to get to the doctor, because they may not have transportation. So in these plans that are designed specifically for chronic plans or chronic conditions or low income circumstances, they're all designed to help people with that. So the dual special needs plan does that for low income.
So when you're talking about that, when we talk about a low income person, then we're talking about somebody who's already on Access, let's say?
Correct. If they are not on Access, we just had a person call me and moved here from another state, so they're not on Access yet. We have a person that comes into our office on Thursdays and helps people apply for Access. So as a free service, again. So even if
it's not easy to try and do that on your own, let me tell you. They make it really hard.
I don't even do the Access applications. I've been doing it for 10 years, so I have somebody come in and do those.
Yeah, they're hard. So she's just give the story. So she's coming. She came in town, and now she's like nowhere to start. So she started with you. You help her get on Access. Now she's on Access, but also you can help them with getting additional funding if they need, or like you said, offers for transportation. What else? Transportation.
A dual plan might have dental coverage in it, for instance, which most medical plans don't. So again, it's to give them additional coverage that they need. Yeah, she came into town, hasn't gone through the gauntlet of applications for food stamps and for Access and all that. So we had, again, somebody that comes in and helps with that on Thursday. She came in, got help with that. Once her Access gets approved through the state, Now we have an opportunity to help her with a dual special needs plan that will help her with additional transportation, maybe that dental, things like that.
And the only way that you're going to know is by having a conversation with you.
Exactly. When I first talked to her, without getting into the conversation, you can't tell somebody's income just talking to them over the phone.
You can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
You have no idea.
So until she talked to me a little bit, and we didn't know what she might qualify for, but through doing that, I hooked her up with this other person. So it's the same with the chronic plans or the dual plans. People just don't know what they qualify for until they ask, and that's what we're here for.
And the people that work at these big box places, I'm calling it that, they work for one company.
Well, the carrier, if they called a carrier directly.
Carrier.
But some of the 800 numbers that you call, the problem with that, even if they're an insurance brokerage that represents multiple plans, you might be calling an 800 number that's in Florida. Well, they don't know the local market here in Maricopa County. That's why when I say we serve the whole Southwest, it's not me personally talking to people over the phone. I'm going to connect them with a local agent of mine that will help them with their local plans.
That's important for them to understand. That makes a lot of sense because, every state has different laws, right?
Different
and different
plans,
regulations.
Yep.
So when you cover all of those states, the Southwest, excuse me, so each person, when you then direct them to somebody who's an expert in their state.
Exactly. I'm obviously, when I have somebody on the phone, I'm going to give them information. I'm going to make sure that we can help them, but I'm not going to try to be everything to everyone. I may not know all of the plans in northern Colorado, for instance. I know a lot of them, but I'm not the best person to help them. I'm going to hook them up with the best person to help them.
So again, you could check him out on his website. It's tapestryinsurancegroup.com. The phone number here is 602-541-7656, or you can use toll free 800-506-8810. It's a free service to you. And it's important for people to know that they can call you anytime. It doesn't have to be just because they're turning 65, and also they don't have to wait till October.
No. A matter of fact, the sooner the better for planning purposes. Now, we have people that call us 6 months to a year out from turning 65, which is fine. Obviously, we need to get them the information because they need to plan for that. There's also times where Medicare may not be the best option for them. They might be working at a large company with a great employer group plan, and my advice to them is going to be, if it's better than Medicare, I'm going to say wait while you're employed. Don't go on to Medicare until you retire, and they have that option too. But we have to talk that through because we don't want them getting penalties and things like that. So we have to make sure that we plan for their certain circumstances.
Okay, so for somebody who may not have, maybe they're healthy, right, and they're still and they need to get on Medicare. Let's talk about those people. What do you do for them? The same thing. Basically.
Yep, same thing. They just have more plans to choose from. There are fewer chronic plans and fewer dual plans out there than there are what I would say regular plans. So again, it's evaluating their situation. Maybe there are doctors that they need, maybe certain medications that are better on some plans than others or something like that. And that's just a conversation. So we do our needs analysis and make sure we're getting them on the right plan for them.
I like this question. I think I said it the last time when you were here. Let's say somebody, they think that they're not retired and they're working.
Yeah.
Can they still get Medicare?
They can. So if they're 65, they can still work and be on Medicare. And this is where their circumstance, we need to evaluate that. Because if they have group coverage, it might be better to stay on that. However, we've seen a lot of group coverages with the costs going up. They might have a $5,000 deductible on that group plan. It might be better for them to go on to Medicare and stop paying for their group insurance, even though they're still employed. So they have options, but we need to evaluate it for them.
It starts with a story. You have to tell them what's going on, and you never know. This is a free service to you. It makes sense to make the call. The phone number is 602-541-7656 or 800-506-8810. It's tapestryinsurancegroup.com. What are your final words?
I would say just, don't worry about your situation. Call it because information is power. And we're just here to give information. If we can help you with a plan, great. If not, at least you have the information.
And even if you already have a plan, you might have heard something here that might just make you get something better. You never know. You can talk to them. That's what they're here for. Again, that number is 602-541-7656 or toll free at 800-506-8810. He services the entire Southwest. and the website is tapestryinsuranceGroup.com. This is a free service to you out there. It makes sense to do it. Give them a call now at 602-541-7656 or 800-506-8810.